The property is on Muddy Creek Road in Blountville. Deputies from the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office were searching the property when the remains were found. Those remains will be sent for an autopsy and a positive identification. The 15-month-old was reported missing a few weeks ago but hadn't been seen since mid-December.
Welcome back. I'm Cassie and this is A Wicked World. The story I have for you today is one that's going to be going to trial in the next few months. And sadly, it's about a little girl who was disposed of in a similar fashion to the way that Kaylee Anthony was. This is the story of Evelyn Boswell. Evelyn Mae Boswell was born on November 21st, 2018, to her mother, Megan or Maggie Boswell, and her father, Ethan Perry. Evelyn loved Baby Shark, taking baths, and playing with stuffed animals. She was a happy and silly baby who loved giving kisses. Evelyn's mother, Megan, was very young when she got pregnant with her, and was only 17 years old when Evelyn was born. The little girl's father, Ethan, was only 19 when she was born, and he had also joined the military a year earlier after graduating high school. Ethan would then be stationed in Louisiana for much of Evelyn's life. So after Evelyn's birth, her mother had full custody of her, and they were both living with Megan's father and Megan's younger siblings at the family compound in Blountville, Tennessee. Once Evelyn came into her life, Megan claimed that she now had a purpose and a reason to wake up every morning and better herself. She would say that she had so much love for her daughter, and whenever Evelyn would say, "Mum, Mum," it just melted her heart. The little girl, whom she called her angel, just made Megan's world a better place. Evelyn seemed to give Megan a sense of normalcy for once in her life, because Megan's upbringing had been very dysfunctional. When she was younger, her mother, Angela Boswell, had attacked her father, Tommy Boswell Sr., stabbing him in the neck with an ink pen. Tommy, additionally, had been known to drink and drive on multiple occasions. Then there were also allegations of Angela cheating on Tommy and inside the family home. One of these times had resulted in Tommy hitting a man with his truck and then beating him alongside two other men. When Megan was still pregnant with Evelyn in early fall of 2018, her mother and father were once again separated, and this was not the first time that this had happened. Due to this, Angela had been driving Megan and her two brothers back and forth between her apartment and Tommy's trailer. The thing is, her driver's license was suspended and the tags on her car were also expired, which led to her being pulled over multiple times. Police would then often find at least one of her children unrestrained in the car. Angela would repeatedly be jailed. Megan's father, Tommy, insisted that Angela was putting the children in harm's way and asked the judge to grant him full custody. He also filed a restraining order while Angela was still in jail and said that she had told him that she was out for blood and would get her revenge on him when she was released. Tommy also claimed that he feared for his children's safety because Angela was using drugs in front of them and exposing the kids to criminals. Tommy ended up winning full custody of all three children and took them to live with him in Muddy Creek. Now, at the time that baby Evelyn was born, her grandmother Angela was actually still in jail. Even after the little girl arrived in this world, Angela still could not keep things together and continued to rack up arrests in 2019 for shoplifting and driving offenses. She didn't even seem to have a stable address at that time either. So Megan had been living with her father, Tommy, up until December of 2019. At that time, she moved out of his house and, along with Evelyn, moved in with her new boyfriend and his parents. This new boyfriend was named Hunter Wood, and he owned a business called Hunter T's Chicken Shack in Blountville. He and Megan began dating after she'd applied for a job at the restaurant just weeks prior. A few months after Megan had moved out of her father's trailer on February 19th, 2020, he would actually call up child services and report that he had not seen his granddaughter Evelyn in quite some time and feared for her safety.
What do you guys think happened? Can you comment on that?
I don't know what happened, but I'm the one called DCS and got this started.
And why did you call DCS?
Because my granddaughter, she never did come back, and I just don't know what happened to her.
When was the last time you had seen her?
Thanksgiving, up to his house. We all had Thanksgiving dinner.
So you hadn't seen her since Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving.
I know some reports say that it was like early December, so yours was a lot longer than that.
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving.
So when police contacted Megan and asked her where her daughter was, she claimed that the little girl had actually been with her father, Ethan, since December. She told investigators that Ethan had not been returning text messages in regards to their daughter. However, she had not reported her as missing sooner at the advice of her mother, Angela Boswell. At first, officials said that both the child's parents, Megan Boswell and Ethan Perry, were involved with the investigation. But the information that Megan had given to officers about Ethan having Evelyn was found to be untrue. An Amber Alert was then issued for little Evelyn. After that, the sheriff's office would receive conflicting reports as to the last time that Evelyn had actually been seen. One report indicated that Evelyn was last seen on December 26th. However, a babysitter said that she had seen her on either December 10th or December 11th. And these dates were believed to be more accurate. At this point, Megan's story had changed. And she would speak to a local news station, telling them that she had not reported her daughter as missing because she knew the person who had her. And she was afraid that if she did report it, they would take Evelyn and run away, and she would never see her again.
Are you feeling worried or anything along those lines?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that at all?
Well, the reason I didn't report it or anything is because I knew the person who had her, and I didn't want them to run away with her. And as soon as they thought anything was going on, they just kind of vanished.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just worried about, like where they're at, what they're doing with her at this point in time.
So you do know who has her? You do. Can you tell us who that is, or you don't?
I can't release anything further about that. I'm sure they will at the press conference, but further than that, I can't say anything.
Mm-hmm. And so you do know who has her. Are you worried about her safety?
Well, now I am, because they won't answer phone calls. They've just kind of disappeared.
Almost as soon as Evelyn had been reported as missing, local and state law enforcement became very frustrated with her mother, Megan, who they said spun a cat's cradle of conflicting stories that left them chasing dead ends and wasting valuable time. At that point, however, police still believed that Evelyn was alive somewhere. It wouldn't be long until Megan again changed her story and said that baby Evelyn was actually with her mother, Angela. Megan said that around Christmas time, she gave Evelyn to her mother to babysit because she had to go into work. And when she had returned to pick her up, her mother refused to give her back. According to Megan, her mother had taken her daughter to a campground in Mendota, Virginia. This is what Megan had to say.
Very sweet. She loves everybody. She's never been mean ever. Which I'm very thankful for. She's just a really good-hearted baby in general. Like textbook how you want a baby to be, like, has hit every milestone early, you know what I mean? Well, when she was 6 months old, she actually put a bottle on her own and went straight to a sippy cup. She started walking probably around like 10 months. That was kind of hard though, because she's like not like small as in like underfed, you know what I'm saying, but like she was a preemie when she was born. She's like a smaller baby, and she kind of had trouble like balancing her weight, but she finally got the hold of it. She's starting to say a lot of words, and
Tell me what kind of things she likes to do. What kind of, is she into any certain TV shows?
Only Baby Shark. We went to Texas to see her dad, Ethan, and she slept the whole way there. Like I had to make her wake up to eat and stuff like that, and that's like a 24-hour drive there.
So let's get into the last time you saw her. Tell me what that time was like and when that was.
Well, actually, I want to talk about that. I've told TBI where to find her in Mendota. My mom took her to a campground and a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself. Because I've told them, and they're not really like taking it seriously, and if they don't go tonight, like I will go myself and go get her.
Tell me about the last time though that you saw Evelyn. Tell me what you guys did and when that was.
We went to go out to eat, and then my mom came and got her. She was wearing a little hot pink tracksuit with the matching bow and little matching shoes.
And was this December 20, like right after Christmas?
A little bit before Christmas. My mom, like you can ask her, is a very vindictive, manipulating person, and
Yes.
she basically like threatened me the whole time that she was gone.
Do you know who has Evelyn right now?
She dropped her off somewhere in Mendota at a silver camper. But my mom would always say the person, not like people, plural.
So there is a person that has her in Mendota.
They're not taking me seriously, TBI isn't, because I've not fully told them. I've been like, hey, like my mom camped out at Mendota, you want to go check them out, but I've never been like specifically, hey, she's not your silver camper, because my mom did threaten me, like, you know, if I told anybody. I'm not going to get into that, but she did.
So your mom has had Evelyn the whole time? Or the whole time?
Or the person that is in Mendota has had her the whole time.
Obviously now that you believe you know who has her, what do you have to say to them?
To just bring her back.
Look in her camera.
I just want her back, that's all I want. I've been so long without her, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, why didn't you report it missing earlier? Because my mom threatened me, and I just want her back. That's all I can think about is how much I just want her back.
Was there a reason that, you know, that you didn't make the call and it was your dad?
Because mom kept threatening me if I made the call.
You said that you've had some issues with your mom in the past. Was there a reason you decided to let her babysit her that night? I know that, you know, you said that you had...
Well, she's my mom. I wanted to trust her.
Sheriff Cassidy told the media on Friday, I was there, that you were giving conflicting statements.
Because I wouldn't necessarily... I was trying to protect my mom, maybe in hopes, oh, well, she'd just tell them where Evelyn was, but obviously she's not going to.
So now you're coming out and you're saying this is the honest truth, that you know where she is.
I know she has to be in a campground in Mendota with somebody. And mom told me that they had a silver camper, and that's all she would tell me.
Are you cooperating as much as you can with TBI and the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department?
I am.
But just tell me, you know, how so are you, you know, constantly on the phone with them, talking to them about the tips, anything like that?
Yeah, and I've looked into stuff online myself, like, you know, people are like circulating pictures around me like, oh, this is Evelyn, you know what I'm saying, and like that kind of thing. But no. And like Saturday, nobody would answer me, and I blew all their phones up. And every chance they've let me be up there, I have been up there.
And Wednesday will be a week since the Amber Alert went out. Tell me what you're thinking right now.
I just don't know if the person who has her is like maybe scared that they're going to get in trouble. But they won't. They just bring her back.
What are you thinking about her current status right now? Do you think she is okay? Do you think she's being taken care of? Tell me what the first things you want to do with her.
I'm just going to hug her and not let her go.
Wow.
Like, they'll have to pry her from my arms. Literally, because I'm just not going to let her go. Probably going to sing Baby Shark to her. And just hug her and not let her go. My favorite thing is the first time she kissed me, Lord, I cried for over a week because she would pull my hair and I would just let her do it, you know, because I love her. Like, I didn't want to make her cry or be upset in any way. And she would pull chunks of my hair out. And she was in her walker one night and, like, she dropped her sippy cup and I bent down to pick it up. And I thought, oh, she's going to pull my hair. She pulled my face close to her and she kissed my cheek and I just, like, cried about it for over a week. Because I was like, oh, my God, I'm the first person that she's kissed, you know what I'm saying? Just, like, little stuff like that. I love her to death and I would hate to have missed out on anything. Especially because of my mom.
And obviously, you know, you told me you talked to your mom a couple of times throughout this. And each time, did she give you any update on Evelyn?
She just told me that she was safe.
What is your biggest fear right now?
I have a lot of them. Just that I don't know that maybe they won't find her tonight, or, you know, maybe they don't find her tomorrow. Maybe it's weeks from now before they find her. You know, the people aren't going to be like, oh, well, like, I'm not giving her back because I've kept her for 2 months. This is my child now. Well, still, I'm just worried that they're going to be angry about that. You know what I mean?
No. Right.
She just needs to come home.
Exactly.
She's been away from her mom for long enough.
Oh, I know there are a ton of social media rumors. So if there's anything that you wanted to set straight that I'm not aware of, I will. This is
Gypsies are not a cult. They've been asking people if there's like a gypsy ringleader, and like, I mean, like, we're not like ringleaders. We're not like out here kidnapping babies or anything like that.
So would you describe your family as a gypsy family?
Well, yeah. And like, my dad's very proud of that, you know, but he's just mad about all the rumors going around, like, trashing them because, like, we're not a cult, you know what I mean?
The Sullivan County Sheriff's Office would scour the campground that Megan said Evelyn should be located at with her mother, Angela. However, they found nothing. They also searched 2 other campgrounds that were close by, but still found nothing. When police spoke with Megan's boyfriend, the one whom she'd been living with after she moved out of her father's trailer, Hunter Wood, he would tell them that he had never even met Evelyn. He also claimed that his relationship with Megan was never very serious. But in Megan's mind, it was certainly very serious because she actually had changed her last name to Wood on one of her Facebook profiles. They had been dating for a few weeks when she did. According to Hunter, Megan had told him that Evelyn was staying with her father, Ethan Perry, while he was home on Christmas leave. He was under the impression that Megan and Ethan shared custody, but that wasn't true. Hunter would also mention something in an interview about how Evelyn had fallen off the bed and broken her arm. This was back in December, and it had been when she was in her biological father's care, so he had been the one to bring her to the hospital. Prior to Evelyn being reported as missing, Megan had told her biological father, Ethan, that she was actually in the state's custody. Now, Megan's mother, Angela Boswell, would say that she had actually had a falling out with her daughter back in September, which was the same month that she had last seen her granddaughter, Evelyn. Towards the end of December, Angela claimed that she was under the belief that Evelyn was being taken out of Megan's care and placed into a foster family. That had then led her to getting back in touch with Megan and trying to help her. Yet, according to Angela, she didn't explicitly discuss Evelyn and the situation at hand because she wanted Megan to just open up to her about it. While the search for baby Evelyn was still ongoing, on February 21st, Megan's mother, Angela, along with her boyfriend, William McLeod, were arrested after they were caught driving a stolen 2007 BMW. They were found driving all the way in North Carolina. This is only a few days after Evelyn was reported as missing, so you think that her grandmother would want to be out looking for her. It's also rumored that at the time police pulled them over, Evelyn's car seat was no longer in the car. The owner of the vehicle, who was Megan's boyfriend's mother, Melissa Wood, said she had given the car to Megan Boswell after being told that she would receive payment for it on February 13th. Megan reportedly had permission from Melissa to drive it and get it checked out before she purchased it. But Melissa said she had never given any permission to either Angela or William to be driving it. Angela would tell police that she had actually bought the BMW from Megan's boyfriend, though she had no proof of purchase or ownership. According to Angela's father, or Megan's grandfather, the car was a gift from Hunter, who had sat in his living room and told Angela that she could have it in order to transport the kids to appointments. The thing is, his mother Melissa was the owner of the car, not Hunter. The other thing is that the car had only been reported as stolen shortly after Evelyn had been reported as missing. So was this just an attempt by police to bring in the grandmother and her boyfriend in order to question them? Or was it really stolen? Either way, shortly after his arrest, Angela's boyfriend, William McLeod, would be released on bond on March 4th. He would say that he had only seen the missing baby Evelyn twice. Once when he had first started dating Angela, and once at some point during November. According to William, Angela and her daughter had made an attempt to try to reconnect their relationship so that Angela could be involved in Evelyn's life. But the thing was, Megan would never make time for Evelyn to go see Angela. Then, on February 25th, Evelyn's mother, Megan's lies continued, and she told reporters online that she had been asked by police to do a polygraph. However, she was not able to because she was pregnant. But the thing is, police had not asked her to do a polygraph, and she was not pregnant either. That same day, though, Megan would finally be arrested and charged with falsely reporting information to police. The following day, on February 26th, investigators received a tip that kicked off a search near a pond in Wilkes County, North Carolina. Megan's mother, Angela, had just recently been pulled over in North Carolina. And this pond was near property that was owned by Angela's boyfriend's grandmother. This grandmother's name was Mary, and when she was later interviewed, she would say that on the same day that William and Angela had been arrested, they had gone to her house earlier asking for money for gas, and they told her that they needed to get out of the state. Mary additionally said that William's feet were soaking wet when she saw him. Nothing would end up being found in the pond. But on February 28th, police got another tip to go search a trailer park property that was owned by Evelyn's grandfather, Tommy. While they were there, authorities would not discover Evelyn's body, but they did remove something from the scene from underneath a trailer in a brown paper bag.
Investigators from both the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office and the TBI were at Lakeshore RV Park today searching a trailer. Now, after that investigation wrapped up, I was able to speak with a person living inside that trailer and ask exactly what happened. Zachary Warfield says he's lived at the trailer off Buffalo Road in Bluntville for only a couple months, but he told us who may have lived there previously.
I think the mother and the daughter.
Megan and Evelyn?
Yeah.
Warfield says he had no relation to the Boswells, but amid the investigation into Evelyn's disappearance, he says authorities have visited the trailer before.
That's the first time they had an investigation team, but there were a couple of detectives that have came here before and asked a couple of questions.
Warfield says investigators searched through the trailer and dug under and around it. He says investigators found what he described as a brown bag beneath the trailer.
They were digging around back there because they saw some soft ground, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, is that where they found the item?
No, they found the item under the trailer.
Can you just, do you know where that is?
Yeah. Right around here. Right under there.
Okay.
A week later, on March 6th, Tommy Boswell would contact police and tell them that he believed they should search his other property that was located about 3 miles away from the trailer park, where they had previously been searching. Here, behind a storage shed on the property, inside a playhouse, in a trash can, was where authorities finally recovered Evelyn Boswell's body. She had been wrapped up in a black trash bag wearing a purple fleece penguin onesie. Evelyn's head had also been tightly wrapped in a gray and white blanket.
The immediate Boswell family of Evelyn, they're in anguish and grief over the loss. It's been a very rough and trying time for everyone. And at this time, they do not want to speak publicly in regards to the tragedy. They are still trying to process what has happened.
It was determined that baby Evelyn had died from asphyxiation, and her death was a homicide. Megan would end up being charged with 2 counts of felony murder, 1 count each of aggravated child neglect, tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and failure to report a death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances, as well as 12 counts of making false reports to investigators. She pleaded not guilty to all of her charges and was held on a $1 million bond. Megan would tell authorities that Evelyn had died while they were co-sleeping. She and her boyfriend at the time, Hunter, had been sleeping in the same bed as Evelyn, and when they had woken up, they found that she was unresponsive. The forensic pathologist, however, said that Evelyn was too old at the time to have died in this manner. There was also a ball of foil that was found to mechanically obstruct her airway. Now, during the search for the little girl, Megan had nowhere to stay. So she had reached out to a woman named Christy Broom. Christy's daughter, Maddie, had been very good friends with Megan as they were growing up. But unfortunately, her daughter had passed away in 2018 at just 17 years old. After the Amber Alert had been issued for Evelyn, Christy had let Megan stay with her. At the time, Christy didn't believe there was any way that Megan had done anything to hurt her little girl. But while Megan was staying with Christy, her opinion on that changed, because Megan did not seem at all interested in trying to find Evelyn. She also thought that at some point, Megan would just come out and tell her what had happened, but she never did. Megan, however, did keep expressing fear that she was going to be arrested. Megan also told Christy that maybe her mother Angela had hurt Evelyn and then put her on her father's property. And on the night that Megan's father's trailer was being searched, Megan actually wet the bed. On top of all that, when a vigil was being held for Evelyn, Megan would tell Christy that she did not want to go. Now, what's odd about where the little girl's remains had been found was that there might have been a clue to her location in a video taken days earlier. This video was of William and Angela as they drove away from the courthouse after William made bond. And you can faintly hear Angela singing what sounds like 543 Muddy Creek Road down by the sycamore tree, which is where Evelyn's body was found 2 days later.
When was the last time you saw Evelyn?
Go and get that camera out my face, man.
Do you know where Evelyn is? Do you have anything to say to the public? Anything you'd like us to share?
He just loves you.
So I'm willing to bet that Angela already knew that Evelyn was dead. That and the fact that her behavior was very odd, leaving the state just days after her granddaughter had been reported as missing. It would also be discovered that Evelyn's grandfather, Tommy, had spoken to Angela prior to him reporting Evelyn as missing. And he had told her that if she and Megan didn't tell him where the toddler was, he was going to police. When he told her this, Angela reportedly threatened Tommy.
And I talked to my ex-wife, and I told her, I said, if Evelyn don't come home, I said, I'm going to do something about it. And she said, you better not do that. You're going to regret this.
Just a few weeks after Angela had made bond, she was again arrested. This time, it was for burglary on her own mother's home. And at the time of her arrest, she was also found to be in possession of a small bag of methamphetamine. Then in June of 2024, Megan was given a new charge in relation to Evelyn's death, after it was determined that the little girl's death was premeditated and intentional. Megan would then be indicted on a charge of first-degree murder. It's said that investigators believe that Megan hurt Evelyn the day that she moved out of her father's trailer, which was the same day that she had gotten into an altercation with him. Supposedly, Evelyn had fallen off the bed and broken her arm, and Tommy had given Megan a hard time for not watching her better. He then offered to keep Evelyn and care for her, but Megan refused. It's also said that Megan would keep her daughter away from people just to be petty, especially if she was mad at them. So did Megan kill her own daughter because she was angry with her father, just like Casey did to Kaylee Anthony because she was mad at her mother? Many people have also come forward and said that Megan is the kind of person that will just lie about anything and for absolutely no reason. An ex-boyfriend of Megan's would also say that he had spoken to her shortly after Evelyn had last been seen. Megan had tried to call up this ex-boyfriend for close to 45 minutes and asked him for a ride. However, he had refused because Megan seemed very uneasy and her story just kept changing. Weeks prior to little Evelyn being reported as missing, a woman who worked at a KFC in nearby Yadkinville said that she had seen who she believed to be Evelyn, Angela, and William come into the restaurant. The worker remembered William's facial tattoos, and she remembered approaching the table and giving baby Evelyn some applesauce, though this has not yet been officially confirmed. Megan's trial is supposed to start in February of next year, and jury selection for that trial will begin next month in December. Almost immediately after the announcement that Evelyn's body had been found, neighbors and community members who had followed the case for over 2 weeks created memorials in her honor. A tree on Muddy Creek Road in Blountville, right across the street from where the remains were found, also served as the space for people to pay their respects and leave gifts for the young girl behind. Stuffed animals, balloons, flowers, and signs grew immensely over the days. A private funeral was also held for baby Evelyn. Well, thank you for listening to Evelyn's story today. I think that her mother, Megan, killed her because she was angry with her own father and being extremely petty. However, I also think that her mother, Angela, and Angela's boyfriend, William, knew that Evelyn was dead and helped to conceal her body. So I'm surprised that neither one of them has been charged yet. Hopefully, they will be. Additionally, I think it's a little suspicious that Megan's boyfriend, Hunter, said he never even met Evelyn, when Megan's story was that Evelyn had actually died while she was living with Megan and Hunter. What do you think about this case? What do you think happened to Evelyn? So if you like true crime and you want to hear it from me, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and turn on those notifications too, so you'll know when I upload a new video, which is at least 3 times every single week. Thanks for watching A Wicked World today. Until next time, take care, guys. Bye. Thank you to all the patrons of A Wicked World. Now, there's even more of A Wicked World on Patreon. So check it out at patreon.com/awickedworld or use the Patreon app. You'll have access to exclusive videos each month and more. Any support truly helps to make sure the victims never get forgotten and to highlight the shortcomings of society associated with each case. Do you have a suggestion for a case you'd like to see me cover? If so, send me an email at awickedworldtruecrime@gmail.com.